Welcome back. You're with us here on IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow. My second conversation tonight is with entrepreneur Sonika Malhotra. Sonika, so good of you to join us live on this show, and hopefully next time we will be, of course, shooting and meeting face to face. But 19 years ago, you took a call to really diversify into the hospitality space. What's that move been like? What's the hospitality, industry change like perhaps in the last 2 decades almost? What can you tell us?
I think this decision was taken by our founder and my father, Shri Ashok Kumar Malhotra, to basically venture into hospitality. And when I entered in, the acquisition of land was already done. The project was under construction. And this was basically placed for me as a training ground to really understand the nitty-gritties of business and go about launching a new division, which actually was very interesting for me personally in terms of my professional growth and learning. And also from the group's perspective, we'd been a hardcore education company, and it meant that we were diversifying into a very interesting new opportunity, and that too from Noida, which was a very upcoming destination.
As the joint managing director of your group's hospitality wing, what's your vision like really when it comes to the hospitality space, and where you foresee your company and your brand really being a part of this entire industry?
Well, the long-term vision of the group is that we want to have geographically our risk diversified, so not only operate in the Indian territory but also look at avenues for diversifying the footprint of MBD Group across different international locations. We've already done that in South Africa, in UK, and we're looking at more opportunities in other parts of the world. Besides this, we are still about 60% focused into education and about 40% into hospitality, retail and commercial office spaces. I would like that we're able to enhance more verticals into the group and basically make MBD as one of the most profound words to reckon in the times to come.
Okay, for the industry, what's the outlook for 2023, Sonika?
The tourism industry had a very big setback during COVID. But the greatest news is that we've come back with a bang. The kind of ADRs and occupancies that the hotels are seeing are probably 25% higher than that of even the pre-COVID levels. Even the food and beverage and the other minor operating department incomes have seen a great upward movement. And I think this trajectory is going to continue in the next year as well. Probably even more pragmatic than what we witnessed immediately post-COVID.
So what have your biggest learnings been really from those challenges, and how have you managed to turn them around into your successes and your strengths? What can you tell us?
Well, the biggest learning for me has been that you have to be a learner all your life. I think the day you think that you know it all, you have all the capability, and that's the time the graph starts declining. For me personally, I look at every opportunity to learn. I love going in for, my academic breaks as well. Besides that, meeting new people almost every day, learning from their backgrounds, how they overcome difficulties, how they're progressing in life, what are their vision to go forward. I think for me, learning every day is something which is extremely important for me. It's a constant process. And I have imbibed that both at my personal level as well as in the organization. We give opportunities for people, to be able to 360 degrees grow, have management development program opportunities or supervisory development program opportunities, or even look at external opportunities where, the star performers are, from the company's perspective, given to go and take external courses. I think that's worked personally extremely well for me, and I feel that I like instituting that in the organization. Secondly, I feel that it's the mind which limits your capabilities, and sometimes the ecosystem around you. You have to be confident that what you want and look towards the direction of continuously working towards it. You know, you might have failures or successes on the way, and use that as an opportunity to learn and just keep on moving forward. And don't get deterred on the way. And it's worked personally for me, and I think it can work for a lot of people around.
So just continuing really this conversation around challenges as a working woman and as a professional, what were perhaps some of the biggest challenges you faced?
As a second generation entrepreneur, especially as a girl, young girl joining business, you know, everybody thinks ki, you know, she's coming for a time pass, and you know, till she gets married, you know, she's just trying to kind of while around her time. Obviously, I mean, for me, I got married when I was in second year of college, and so that aspect was out. So if I joined business, it meant that I'm here for a predefined strategic objective in my mind. But yet, you know, you're a young girl, people think, you know, she might just get bored and have other interests. And but that concept and thought process, I think, was for the first 6 months of my working. And I think after that, it was no looking back. People knew that I was here for good, here for serious work, and here for the overall development of the team as well as the MBD group. So I think the first 6 months was, could say, a bit challenging, but then there was no looking back.
If you had any advice for our female entrepreneurs who are watching today's interview, what would you like to say?
In my opinion, if the women think that because they are women, they would get a better treatment, they would need, you know, extra organization support, if they come with a mindset that as a woman that they would need those extra things much more than the men because they have more challenges, then I think you have a lot of struggle to go ahead. You have to fight in the world wherein, you know, as a woman, you know, there could be biases against you. As a man also, there are a lot of biases against men as well, I must tell you that, you know. Everybody is fighting through biases, and I've probably quoted this before as well. Some people from probably certain backgrounds they come in, certain places they come in from. If you're a man, there are biases, women, there are biases, but you have to think that you have to work in that level playing ground without getting additional support. And that's the way to go. And if you have that mindset of not asking for more because you're a woman, well, there's no looking back. I'm sure you're going to succeed.
What is your leadership mantra, Sonika?
My leadership mantra has always been to lead from the front. Just because I was the daughter of my founder, it doesn't mean that, you know, I get all the leeways that I want to take. You have to lead from the front. And especially at times when, you know, there are circumstances which are tough. You cannot take a back seat, have the team go in the so-called battleground and, you know, have all the hardships. You have to be with them. And I think as a leader, when you lead from the front, there couldn't be a better motivation for the team, because they also feel they again have to lead from the front for their own teams, and this culture of excelling continues right from the top to the bottom. That's worked extremely well for me. And besides that, you have to create a culture of a family in the organization. A family which not only takes care of probably your economic needs, but also a sense of self-respect. Every day when you go out of office, you should not feel that, oh Lord, I have to be back here tomorrow, and I'm sorry, it's not a pleasing experience. You have to create a family environment in which my father sincerely believed in, and hence we have people working for more than 30 years, 40 years in the company, that you create a family environment of love, respect, affection, hand-holding, and yet you progress in your career, in your personal path ahead, and that's what I firmly believe in.
Monica, as I'm then running out of time on today's interview, maybe I could ask you if there was one person or something that you feel you really owe your success to, what would that be?
I think I contribute my success in this so-called, as they say, the male-dominated world entirely to the upbringing my father and my mother have given to me. My father and mother never created these preconceived notions that this is a woman's responsibility and a role. They allowed me to pursue my dreams and go ahead and do what I wanted to do. I think they never imprinted in my DNA that these are my boundaries. And I give 100% of the success to my parents. And I must also mention my sister has been so supportive. And last but not the least, even my husband. I think he's been a great support to me. He's never expected the stereotype out of me, and I think my family is the one I give biggest thanks to for all this that I have been able to do and achieve, and for all the years to come.
All right, Sonika, so good having you with us here on the show. Thank you for your time. Out of time on tonight's conversations. If you have any feedback for us, do let us know. Our details on your screens as we speak. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.